Hello champions and happy Thursday. Today we're going to subtract fractions. I know you're going to do a great job, and so does Mr. Smiles. He believes in you so much, he changed the color of the video. Now let's get started with a couple warm-up problems from yesterday. First, add 3/4 plus 1/5. Remember, when I'm adding fractions, first I'm going to set up my t-chart. After I've set up my t-chart, I need to find the least common denominator. What's the least common denominator for 4 and 5? It's 20. Now I need to change each fraction so that it has 20 as the denominator. How do I change 3/4 to a denominator of 20? I multiply by 5 in the numerator and in the denominator. So what's my new fraction? It's 15 over 20. Now I can change 1/5. When I change 1/5 into an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 20, what's the new fraction? Well, 5 times 4 is 20, and 1 times 4 is 4. It's 4 over 20. Now I can add my fractions. 15 over 20 plus 4 over 20. What's the sum? It's 19 over 20. Now try one on your own. What's 2/5 plus 1/3? Write your answer as a fraction in simplest form. Check your work with mine. The correct sum is 11/15. Today we're going to talk about subtracting fractions, which is a lot like adding fractions. I still need to have a common denominator so that each whole is cut into the same size pieces. So let's do it. What's 3/8 minus 1/4? Well, first, list your multiples of 4 and 8 to find the least common denominator. What's the least common denominator? Well, when I count by 4s and I count by 8s, 8 is the smallest number on both lists. 8 is the least common denominator. Now I can change each fraction so that it has a denominator of 8. 3/8 doesn't need to change. It already has a denominator of 8. When I change 1/4 to have a denominator of 8, what fraction do I get? Well, 4 times 2 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2. So 1/4 is equal to 2/8. Now I can subtract. What's 3/8 minus 2/8? The correct answer is 1/8. I subtract my numerators. 3 minus 2 is 1. So if I had 3 and took 2 away, I'd have 1 left out of 8. My denominator stays the same because I did not change the number of pieces each whole was cut into. Now you try one. What's 4/5 minus 3/8? Enter your answer as a fraction in simplest form in the box. The correct answer is 17 over 40. Check your work and make sure it matches mine. Let's do another example. What's 2/3 minus 1/2? Go ahead and solve that problem now. Enter your answer in the box as a fraction in simplest form. The correct answer is 1/6. Check your work with mine. Now try one last question. What's 7/10 minus 1/4? Enter your answer in the box as a fraction in simplest form. The correct answer is 9 over 20. Check your work with mine. You've done a great job on this video. Such a great job, Mr. Smiles is back. Now he wants you to go to IXL practice. Go ahead and go to the skill on your playlist.